Hi class, I want to take a few minutes in this video to show you a graphic and explain some things about the three-act structure. The three-act structure, the Hollywood formula for a screenplay, is what we're going to be learning over the next several weeks. The three-act structure has three acts: Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Beginning, middle, and end. Pretty simple so far. Act 1 is the setup, where we set up everything, set up the type of movie, who the main characters are, who the minor characters are, what the story is going to be about, when and where it takes place, what genre it'll be: horror, comedy, drama, action, or something else. The middle part is the confrontation, where the main character goes on the journey to try to achieve a goal that was set up in Act 1. And the antagonist or the villain or villains will try to stop the main character from achieving that goal. And Act 3, the conclusion or the final conflict, where the main character achieves that goal or maybe pursues a completely different goal. And you see these red dots are the major plot points, the big plot points that help catapult us from one part of the movie to the next, from the end of Act 1, from the middle through the middle of Act 2 to the end of Act 2, and then of course our final conclusion or final conflict, when the main character achieves something, whether it's the same as the main goal going on here or something a little different, but that's where they succeed at something and we see that character growth and we feel happy or maybe not so happy at the end of the movie. You'll notice Act 1 is only 1/4 of the movie. Act 2 is actually about half the movie, and Act 3 is about a fourth of the movie. 20 to 30, excuse me, 25 to 30 pages for the first act, 50 to 60 pages for the second act, 25 to 30 pages for the third act, roughly. This is a bit paint by numbers for what is an art form. So all of this can shift, and depending on how good you are at telling stories, it might shift a lot. It might only shift a little. But these are good rules of thumb for you to write the Hollywood structured screenplay. These major plot points are very important, and we're going to talk about these in other videos, so you write them well and put them in the correct spots in your screenplay to follow this structure to help you have a better chance at writing a successful screenplay. Plot point 1 happens right at the end of Act 1 and catapults us into Act 2. After plot point 1, we will know who all the characters are, what they're trying to do, what tools they may have or not have to help them achieve their goal. Then in Act 2, we'll watch them as they go in pursuit of that goal, what they're trying to achieve, whether it's the guy trying to get the girl or the lady trying to become the queen, or the action adventure hero trying to destroy the enemy and win the war. And then here's where they pursue those goals. And throughout Act 2, in the middle, we put a nice big dramatic scene or an action scene to help reinvigorate the crowd and the movie, to keep us running through the story. At the end of Act 2, something happens here again that changes the direction of the movie. I didn't mention it, but plot point 1 will change the direction of that character's life and send us on a determined course towards that goal. The end of Act 2 will send us either on another direct course towards that goal with a new, send us towards a different goal that has now become more important and replace the original goal, depending on the character arc and how the story is developing and where we want it to end. And then the last plot point 3, is that final climax where they succeed or fail at achieving that goal. We're going to talk in a lot more depth about this when we talk about more about the three-act structure and the documents that I have that will help explain all of the details of what we just covered. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please let me know.